Okay, hello and welcome. Today we're going to show the Interzoid AI batch processing capability for Snowflake. And what that means is this application enables you to read table data directly from Snowflake SQL tables, then use that data one record at a time to call the various Interzoid API products such as matching or enrichment, standardization, and other API functions, and then write the results out to an output file, at which point you can analyze, load back into Snowflake, whatever the case may be. And all you need to do that is a connection string to Snowflake, and typically this will be done with a read-only file, either through a reader account or a separate warehouse away from production where you just want to be able to provide access to this particular product to read and analyze data, and fairly easy and straightforward to set up. And then all you need for Interzoid is an API key, and here at snowflakebatch.interzoid.com it makes it very easy to run Snowflake data against these APIs. So you can get an API key here. You can walk through a step-by-step guide. If you need some help setting up your connection string to your warehouse and database and tables, that's pretty easy to do, and the product page here. And so in this quick example, we're going to use the company, organization, and name matching API with some data that's within a Snowflake table. There's, of course, whenever you're working with a lot of data and using company or organization names, those names can become very inconsistent or often get entered or loaded in a way that is not normalized, making them hard to analyze or match across tables or whatever the specific use case is. So you can imagine having variations of IBM such as International Business Machines, I period, B period, M period, IBM Corp, IBM Inc., all making it hard to analyze data. And that's what this tool addresses. And the fact that it can access data directly in Snowflake makes it very easy to do. So for example, just look at some data within Snowflake. I ran a quick query. This table has two columns, a company name, and then a description. So you can see here, I think there's 92 records and various company names and the descriptions and so forth. And so that's just a quick way to show the data that exists in a Snowflake table. And so if we go back to the product, again, all I need to do is enter my API key. I've got my connection string that helps me access the file or the table that I'm working with, and the table name is companies. And I actually want, we're not concerned about the description table. We're going to use the company table, which had all the company names into it, and then write our results to a CSV file. And when that's done, all I need to do is click run, and it'll go through the table and then call the API with each record. And we're going to generate what's called a similarity key. And the idea behind the similarity key is that similar company names will generate the same similarity key. And you'll see that in an example. And then that enables you to match data or search for data based on the unambiguous or unambivalent similarity key, which represents a cluster of hundreds or even thousands of permutations of a given organization name. So let's just go ahead and run that. And we'll hit each record in the table. And so it's going to generate the necessary SQL, go get the data, and then bring it back. And you can see here, it took all those those company names in that table. I'll scroll down a little bit more. I can save these results to a file where I can do something with them. And again, you can see the different similarity keys. Now make it a little bit easier to read. I can display the results in the grid. And so for example, I could filter by part. Here you can see each one of the similarity keys, the generated similarity keys generated from the company name data and the key generation happened with the API. So I'm scrolling down to find a lot of these. And you can load these. You can sort by similarity key to find the clusters. I'm just going to show, I'm going to take this portion of the similarity key randomly and then just say, look, if you're familiar, you can see that Cleveland Plain Dealer and Plain Dealer both share the same similarity key, meaning if you ran a query and matched by similarity key, here's two permutations of the Plain Dealer newspaper. There's other ones in here. So for example, if I take some section of the McKesson string, I can just filter on that, and you can see, okay, we got McKesson and McKesson Corp as a couple of different examples of names that were matched in this table. And again, these are deterministic similarity keys, so you can do this for multiple tables and then use the similarity key as a basis for a match, giving you much higher match rates than you would if you tried to match on just the actual data itself. So here's another one. You can see if there's any matches for 7-Eleven stores. And you can see there's one here. So these share the same generated similarity key from the Interzoid company name API. And of course, there's several more here. So I'll close that. Again, we can save the results here. And then if you want to call this whole thing using an API rather than the interface, it actually shows you the API that was used in order to run this process. So if you wanted to integrate it into some process or workflow, and you can do it via that particular API call. And if you want to learn more about the individual API, you can click on the company name matching API, and it tells you a little bit more about similarity keys and different ways that you can match organization data or finding consistencies within organization data using these similarity keys and some of the underlying models that we use to make that happen. And of course, any one of these APIs could be used in exactly the same way. And so if you have any questions, for more information, you can go to interzoid.com, and you can go there to get an API key so you can try it yourself. And we'd love to hear from you. So if you have any questions, you can also contact us at support@interzoid.com. Again, it's Interzoid AI batch processing for Snowflake, and this enables you to have a much better data ROI for your assets within Snowflake, and so you can leverage them more effectively and with much higher value. Okay, thank you.